Welcome to this episode. Today, we're diving into a topic that's absolutely vital but often overlooked: managing water and wastewater systems in small utilities. These systems are the backbone of public health and community stability, yet many small utilities struggle to manage their infrastructure effectively.
Yeah, it's a huge challenge, and one of the core problems is how asset management has traditionally been done, mostly relying on something called expected useful life, basically replacing equipment just because it hits a certain age. But that approach often leads to poor decisions.
Exactly. Think about it like judging a car's health just by its age, not by how it actually runs or what condition it's in. You wouldn't replace a car just because it's 10 years old if it's still running smoothly, right?
Right. But in many utilities, they replace pumps, pipes, or tanks simply because they've reached an arbitrary age, like 20 or 30 years. On paper, it seems neat and predictable, but in reality, it causes two big problems: premature replacement, which wastes money, and delayed replacement, which leads to unexpected failures and outages.
And small utilities feel this more sharply because they often have limited budgets and small staffs. Wasting capital on replacing assets too early or dealing with sudden failures can be really disruptive.
So, what's the better way? That's where Lifecycle Asset Management comes in. It's a different mindset. Instead of asking, how old is this asset? You ask, how well is it performing? And what's the risk if it fails?
Yeah, Lifecycle Management treats asset management as a continuous cycle: planning, design, operation, maintenance, and renewal, all connected. And importantly, it includes feedback loops, so information from operations and maintenance feeds back into planning and decision-making.
I like to think of it like caring for a garden. You don't just replace plants because they're a certain age. You watch their health, water them, prune them, and only replace when necessary. It's about paying attention to performance, not just time.
That's a great analogy. And another key idea is asset criticality. Not all assets are equally important. Some might be small or inexpensive but critical because their failure causes big problems.
Like a small valve that isolates a section of the system. If that valve fails, you might not be able to isolate a problem, causing a bigger outage than a pump failure. So criticality is about impact, not size or cost.
For small utilities, focusing limited resources on the most critical assets is essential to reduce risk effectively. It's about working smarter, not harder.
Now, when it comes to understanding asset health, condition and performance are the real indicators. Condition means the physical state, like corrosion or wear. Performance means how well the asset is doing its job. Flow rate, pressure, reliability.
And importantly, remaining useful life isn't a fixed number. It's a dynamic estimate based on condition and performance. A 20-year-old pump that's well maintained might have many years left, while a 10-year-old pump in poor condition might be close to failure.
Visual inspection alone isn't enough. Many failures happen internally or gradually without obvious signs. Performance data is the best indicator of asset health, and even small utilities can do simple, consistent assessments.
But here's a big challenge: the communication gap. Field data often never reaches the people who control budgets and make strategic decisions. Operators see early warning signs, but leadership only sees budget numbers.
That disconnect leads to reactive spending and poor planning. It's like having a warning light on your car's dashboard that never gets reported to the driver.
To fix this, there needs to be a structured communication pathway. Field staff collect and report data, operations management reviews and prioritizes, and executives receive clear summaries showing risk and financial impact.
Exactly. Executives don't need raw data. They need clear condition status, risk implications, and financial impact. That's how you connect what's happening in the field to the decisions that shape the future.
And the good news is, Lifecycle Asset Management doesn't require complex software or big teams. Small utilities can do this with simple tools like spreadsheets, focusing on critical assets, starting small, and building consistency.
The goal is better decisions, reduced risk, and sustainable use of limited resources. It's about turning utilities from reactive problem solvers into proactive managers.
So why does this all matter? Better asset management means fewer unexpected failures, more reliable water service, and smarter use of money. It protects public health and builds community trust.
And small utilities can be just as effective as big ones by adopting practical risk-based approaches. The key takeaway is to manage assets based on how they perform and the risk they represent, not just how old they are.
Well said. Asset management isn't just a technical system or a document. It's a way of thinking that connects what happens in the field to the decisions that shape the future.
When done right, it means failures decrease, costs stabilize, and confidence increases. You're no longer just reacting to problems, you're managing them.
Thanks for joining us today. We hope this gives you a fresh perspective on managing water and wastewater systems in small utilities.
Yeah, and maybe even some ideas to start shifting from age-based thinking to performance and risk-based management. It really can make a difference.